In November 2014, the Project Execution Unit, the PEU, of the Barbados Water Authority embarked on Phase 1 of an island-wide mains replacement program dubbed Package A. Then Packages B and C commenced in April last year. The mission to replace 49 kilometers of mains right across the country. And in this episode of Water Wednesdays, I can report to you that the job is near completion. Packages A, B, and C were part of a project funded by the IDB, the Inter-American Development Bank, and were slated to be finished by the end of March. But according to engineering assistant with the Project Execution Unit, Jake Belgrave, the IDB has granted an extension.
This extension is granted until the end of June. We are basically looking at to get all the mains in service by that time. A great number of those have already been installed. We have the Watton that we put in sometime late last year. We have the Ruby to Tickets. We have the Union to Ruby main. We are getting ready to commission the latter half of the Bushy Park to Edgecombe main. All these would have been in Package A. And like I said, after it's commissioned, this line here at the Pine is actually commissioned. Is just the end connections that we are working on, but the residents in this area have been transferred to the new main.
Mr. Belgrave estimates that packages A, B, and C are about 95% complete, and he says the Project Execution Unit is wrapping up work in a few areas.
The final outstanding portion being along the Catwash Bashable area where we're doing the horizontal directional drilling. In terms of the final connections, we had a shutdown in Robert Street. That was to help to install some of the domestic services, the service lines, because we have flushed and we are preparing to bacteria test the lower end of Robert Street so we can get that in service as quickly as possible, hopefully within the next coming 2 weeks. We are finishing up here at the Pine. We have done some flushing of the main at Coach Hill. So we are getting ready also to put that in service. Applewood, that is in service, and majority of the domestic connections have been tied over already. We are presently going to do some testing on the St. Lucie main, which would be a great relief to the people in the north. So we shall have that systematically in service because it's a very long stretch. So we will look to put that in service within the next couple of weeks.
So exactly what does this mean for you, the consumer? Well, all you've been asking is for a more reliable water supply, and Mr. Belgrave says it's in the pipeline and will be delivered to you.
Well, our greatest hope is to improve the supply residents currently get. We have two areas basically. You have the supply and we have the infrastructure. Barbados is basically going through a drought. If those conditions improve, we still have to have a reliable infrastructure in place to transmit the water throughout the island. So we have taken this opportunity to upgrade our systems, improve it, and once we can get the supply in, we have our infrastructure, we can then supply water throughout the island a lot more readily.
Now, even with packages A, B, and C being complete by June, there's still more work to be done in other parts of the country where all mains will need to be replaced.
I would probably say we would look at the extension of other mains where we can replace those. We look at the entire infrastructure of Barbados when it comes to mains and see where we can upgrade in a timely fashion.
And the new mains are just what the island needs to provide a reliable supply of water for all. That's it for another Water Wednesdays. Remember, you can catch this episode again on the BWA's website. That's www.barbadoswaterauthority.com.